Hey, welcome back everybody. It's Scott here with Founding Champions, and today, as you can tell by the title of the video, I have a Death Burn deck. Death Burn deck. Well, you thought only Chaos can do Burn, right? Sometimes Order. No. Death Burn deck. So I'm going to show you really quick on how the Death Burn deck works, and I know there's a lot of people out there that said, oh, Mordant's not a real deck. It's not a fleshed out deck. We're missing too much for Mordants. Now, this is the Mordant deck. Guys, I think this is the Mordant deck. There's not much else to it, guys. The Mordant deck is a burn deck, and I'm going to show you how we make it that. So, first off, we're going to start off with the champions. We have 1, Crypt Infernal Courtier. Heroic deck, 1 damage to your opponent. We're not actually going to use that heroic deck very much, unless it kills our opponent. 2, Abhorrent Ghoul Kings. Increase damage done from highlighted Mordant champions' abilities by 1. Okay. Very crucial. 1 skeleton champion. He's just in there. Cool. Gives us a life. And costs 1, most importantly. So we're gonna set up our field to look like this. We're gonna have 2 Abhorrent Ghoul Kings on either side of a Crypt Infernal Courtier. And then we're just gonna throw this guy to the left or to the right. Doesn't really matter. Alright. Next up, just to get it out of the way, this is very unimportant because we will not actually activate these very often. Carry On Feast does some damage, gives some life. Cloak of Mist and Shadows, not a blessing that sees much play, but increase the damage from this champion's abilities by 2. It likely won't be under this guy anyways, but you know, it can do some extra damage, especially if your guys get jumbled around by like a Lord Aquila or something like that. The best blessing in the game, Turmoil of Souls, nug them for they lose 2 cards, essentially losing a turn, so you can eventually do more damage. Cool. Put those to the side. Here we go. Spells. Only 3 spells, even though we have 2 wizards. Black Hunger, and this is a wizard warrior, so it can definitely play dudes, and to complete its objectives, you got to play 3 dudes and an ability. So technically easy. Takes a long time though. Black Hunger, increase the damage and healing done from highlighted Mordant units by 2. Alright, that's the only spell in the deck. Then we have, of course, 3 Freakish Crypt Horrors, 3 Fearsome Crypt Flares, and 3 Ravenous Crypt Ghouls. This is all 9 of them, guys. We're playing them all. And then we have Frenzied Vargeist, allows us to play those extra actions, and, or abilities, really. Devour. Staple. Now here is the burn cards. You're like, okay, this is the juicy part, guys. So we got 3 Curse Strike, 3 Frightful Strike, 3 Brutal Smash, and also, by the way, Frightful Strike's got a Mordant guy on the picture, so it must be the Mordant deck that does this, right? Come on. I think the Play Fusion did this on purpose. 3 Brutal Smash, and 3 Opportunity Strike. Outstanding first turn. So, if you do go first, or they just ever have a turn where they don't have a guy, I would probably save Opportunity Strike for last, or for those opportune moments. Pretty good name for a card. This will do 7 damage. Okay? So, 2 plus 3 plus the 2, 1 for each of the Abhorrent Ghoul King. 7 damage. Brutal Smash can potentially do 8 damage if they have a lot of cards in their hand. Okay. And then these 2 burn spells, with their slight upsides, does 5 damage apiece. So this is really good. Curse Strike is really good against destruction. Rotates all their gain additional action guys forward on your own turn, so they get hosed. And then you have Frightful Strike, potentially able to shuffle a card back into their deck. Now the upsides aren't all too great with these cards because you're using the middle guy, so you have a 3 cost casting this, so your likelihood of getting that additional effect is small, and you're having that one guy in that one lane use this, so your destruction player will likely not want to put, you know, his Wah Chanter or Pouncing Wolf in front of this, or wait to that last second to stack up his units. Because Curse Strike does give you the opportunity to make his stack units exhaust before they get the chance to put more dudes on them. So, as you can tell, this is a burn list. We have 3, 6, 9, 12 burn cards. So about over one third of the deck is literally made to burn our opponent. But a lot of cards in this sort of card game are very burn cards, like, you know, Ravenous Crypt Ghoul. He's kind of a burn card. I mean, almost most units are like burn cards. This is the death version of the Paladin Decimator, 1, 2, and 3. But with Black Hunger, you can tell you're doing 3, 4, and 5. It's just you're really stacking up that damage. You feel kind of like a chaos deck when you play a Black Hunger with a Ravenous Crypt Ghoul. And I think this is one of the controls. I think this deck is very fleshed out, because one of the controls for the deck is that if you play Black Hunger and Ravenous Crypt Ghoul and you're starting to get damage in, that's a lot of damage. That's 12 damage off just this guy. And that's not including the other lanes playing dudes to get bonuses off Black Hunger. Imagine if you drew a Black Hunger and your entire deck was all Mordant units. So just imagine that. So they had to put some balances in place. So this deck is a real deck. It's a Death Burn deck. It's something that a lot of people haven't really seen or looked at, and because people just have dismissed burn cards from Death in general. That's especially when not spells, and people's dismissed Mordant cards because they feel like the deck wasn't built. So, guys, I really hope you enjoyed my special video on this. I didn't want to go too long, and guys, thanks for watching.